Welcome, race fans, to the high banks of the Bristol Motor Speedway here in Bristol, Tennessee. This is the Quick Finishers Racing League Cup Series. You're watching it right here on the SimWorld Racing Network. You've tuned in to the Betyars 300 at Bristol. I am your host, David Hillbilly Hara. In the booth with me, as always, the best co-host in the business, David Lurfano. Dave, how's it going, bud?
Hey, not too bad. Glad to be here in Bristol. That's for sure going to be exciting around this fast half mile.
Yeah, absolutely. Half mile, high banked oval. Really quick times around this half mile track, running in the 14.5 second bracket, somewhere around in there. So this race, 300 laps, going to click by pretty quick. Looks like we have stage breaks at lap 75 for the first stage and the end of lap 150 for stage 2. And then we'll run the last half of the race, 150 laps, to see who makes it through, Dave, to the round of 12. This is the cutoff race from the round of 16. Looks like last week's winner was Ryan Steinhoff. Not sure Ryan is eligible for the playoffs here. We'll have to take a look at the points. So we get those pulled up here for you. But, yeah, and then James Nelson winning back at Atlanta has guaranteed that he moves on in the top 12 here. But we'll take a look at our points as they stand currently. Eric Thornton is your points leader with Curtis Saubrin in second. Curtis taking a provisional tonight as he is at Bristol Motor Speedway for the Xfinity race tonight. Going on right now, I believe. Zoltan Nagy's in third with Michael Kerjelak fourth. James Nelson, of course, has locked himself in. He's in fifth. Tommy Osborne sixth. James Bowden seventh. Ryan Steinhoff, who was last week's winner, has locked himself in. Kenneth Pack is 9th, and 10th is Michael Bovair with Gregory Robinson 11th. 12th, Michael Boone. Tyler Nelson 13th. 14th, Tyrone Yo. 15th, Nathan Christensen. And we're showing Greg Barnett 16th, but I don't believe Greg is eligible for the playoffs. So it's going to be between Tyrone, Tyler, those guys right there along the bubble from, I would say, from maybe 10th on back. Dave is just a few points separating 10th through 14th there of Tyrone, or 15th of Nathan, or actually Tyrone Yo there in 14th. I believe Nathan Christensen, short of getting, he can get some stage points, Dave, and still point his way in here. But it's really going to come down to tonight's race to see who makes that top 12.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is a place where anything can happen at any moment. So Bristol's always puts on it's like a roulette wheel, right? You never know how it's going to play out.
Yeah, and if it can, it will here at Bristol. So practice just now wrapping up. So we're going to get into qualifying here in about the next 45 seconds or so. We'll see these cars take off and make a two-lap run to see where they're going to start in tonight's race. We have 14 drivers currently registered in the field. Again, a few provisionals out there with Curtis Saubrin taking a provisional. I believe Curtis should be okay with his points to make it through to the next round. Now, Curtis is dealing with a surgery that he just had on his elbow. If you were here in the past couple of weeks, you've heard us talk about that. But still going to be eligible to make it through and go into the round of 12 next week.
Yeah, so works out good for him, and like last week at Watkins Glen, had a decent run there, running one-handed, so I'm sure he may have wanted to be in the race tonight and try it again, but like you said, real world, I think you said he's at Bristol this weekend, so some well-needed time off.
Yeah, and this is the Betyars 300. We do appreciate that sponsorship. Now, the Betyars, just to give you a little bit of background on it, and please forgive me if I'm wrong on any of this information, but the Betyars were in the 19th century, they were the highwaymen of the 19th century for the Kingdom of Hungary. And basically what they were doing is they were social bandits. They were outlaws. And they were fighting against social injustices that was going on in the Kingdom of Hungary. And that's kind of what we're showcasing here tonight in the Betyars 300 at the last great Coliseum here at the Bristol Motor Speedway.
Yeah, it looks like a few drivers are hitting the track here for qualifying. I've currently got my eyes on James Nelson in that 75. Took his warm-up lap here.
Yeah, the drivers here, a lot of drivers like to run that high line here at Bristol Motor Speedway, carry a lot of momentum. This is a a progressive bank track, so the higher you are up on the track, the more banking there is on this concrete surface, as Nelson comes in as the current pole sitter now with a time of 14.63. Campbell runs a 14.63 on his first lap. We'll see if he can pick it up on his second lap. Nathan Christensen jumps to third with a 14.64. Campbell to the top of the board with a 14.41. Big pickup on the second lap. Now, notice Nelson did scrape the wall there on his second lap. It's the reason his second lap did not count. I believe
that's pretty good. That's a pretty good time there for Benny Campbell with a 14, like I said, 14.41. That's going to be tough to beat here.
Yeah, absolutely. It was faster than any of the practice laps. Any of the practice laps, I think it was like a 14.57 or 56 was the fastest practice lap that we saw. So that's going to be tough to catch, as you say. Kenneth Pack gets a 14.57 on his fast lap. Good enough for P2. Jim Hubble finishes up his lap at a 14.66, puts him sixth quickest thus far. Tyrone Yo is seventh, Michael Kerjelak eighth, and Bo Ver ninth. It's your current field as they stand. Ryan Steinhoff coming off to take his warm-up lap here. He'll come around for 2 laps to see if he can put that number 74 Chevy up on the pole.
A little smaller field tonight. I think there's about 14 cars. Tendency when you get to the playoffs, if you're not in the running, a lot of times, drivers will step away or have other things go. Like we said, Curtis is at Bristol this weekend in real life, so different obligations. But we got 14 drivers ready to tear it up here at Bristol.
Yeah, they're going to be battling hard here as Steinhoff times in on P3 his first lap. Does he pick it up his second lap? No, just drops a couple of hundredths there, but still third quickest overall. Tyler Nelson finishes up his qualifying run. As we have a handful of drivers, Tommy Osborne, James Bowden, and Michael Boone have yet to take a qualifying lap and may elect not to, as we've seen throughout most of the season thus far. Some of these drivers electing to start at the rear of the field, kind of let the trouble in front of them occur and get out of the way before they start making their run to the front. But if you're tuning in here on YouTube, we appreciate you tuning in tonight to the SimWorld Racing Network's presentation of the Quick Finishers Racing League. This is the Betyars 300 at Bristol Motor Speedway. We're going to see a lot of action here tonight, I think, Dave. Eventually it's going to spread out as the laps go on, I believe, especially with such a small field of only 14 drivers. We're likely to see it spread out and get a lot of long green flag runs, which could lead to some strategy taking place here later in the race. Now, first 75 laps, I believe they can make that. Well, I don't know. I don't think you can make 75 laps here on fuel, can you, Dave? 60%.
I don't know. I can't remember from when we ran this race earlier in the season. I wish I could remember that, but I cannot. But we'll find out, I guess, as it unfolds. We'll get a better idea.
Yeah, absolutely. And I apologize, we don't have that data on hand. But hey, we'll learn right along with you at home and bring to you every bit of information that we collect along the way. We have about 15 seconds here left in qualifying. No other drivers electing to qualify, just the top 11 here. So Tommy Osborne, James Bowden, and Michael Boone will round out the field. One of the better tracks, in my opinion, as a fan, to go to, Dave. So I'm kind of envious of Curtis Sauber, who's down there at the race tonight. I believe, I thought Kenneth Pack was down there, but he's racing tonight. So unless he took his rig with him, Dave, as we are gridded up and ready to go here, I thought I saw pictures of him. Maybe he was just there for last night's portion of the race. Benny Campbell is your pole sitter with Kenneth Pack in the outside lane. Inside row 2 will be Ryan Steinhoff with James Nelson to his outside. Zulu qualified P5 tonight with Nathan Christensen to his outside in P6. Jim Hubble starts 7th. Tyrone Yo in 8th. Tyler Nelson will be 9th. 10th is Michael Kurgelak. 11th will be Michael Bover with James Bowden in 12th. 13th will have... I don't know why it's not scrolling through for me, but...
13th will be... Rolling off 13th is Michael Boone, and the tail of the field there. In the 14th position will be Tommy Osborne in that number 1, or actually, yeah, number 1 Chevy.
As the cars are pacing, should go green next time by for Benny Campbell. And that number 27 Ford going to lead the way here. Having to start on that bottom, though. A lot of these drivers, again, like I say, wanted to be up top for the momentum and the speed. So we'll just have to see how that works out for our pole sitter here.
Yeah, and the QFRL, Quick Finishers Racing League, does not give lane choice as of this season. So if you're running P1 when like yellow comes out, you will have to start at the bottom. But pace car is off. Here we go.
Green flag is in hand. And green is out. Green is out. We're on our way as these drivers head down into turn 1.
Yeah, Benny Campbell on the bottom. Kenneth Pack on the outside. Big run for Kenneth Pack. Gonna try to get Benny Campbell clear here off of turn number 4. Can't get it done. Still door to door down into turn 1.
Yeah, Campbell able to finally clear the 16 now. Pull up into the first place, so starting on that bottom didn't seem to affect him much at all.
Yeah, I think in the early run here, I think the bottom can work, but as the run goes on, I think the place to be is on that outside lane.
The single file throughout the field as they run. They managed to get single file here. No one really making any moves. Now I see, looks like Michael Kurgelak trying to make some moves there on the bottom. So he's caught the back now of the 33, looking to his inside.
Yeah, Kurgelak trying to make that bottom work alongside Nathan Christensen in the 33. Kurgelak making that bottom. He's kind of rolling it pretty good down there on that line.
And again, folks, you're
one sideways. That's the 85 of Tyler Nelson. Gathers it up, keeps it going.
Yeah, we will stay green. The battle's still ongoing. Kurgelak trying to get around this 33. Looks like he might be able to get him cleared here as the 33 kind of hits the wall a little bit. Now the 33 back to the outside.
And now next up is Tyrone Yo trying to do the same thing as Kurgelak, try to work around this 33. We get a slow one there. Steinhoff kind of backing everyone up here. Not sure if he must have got the wall.
Yeah, it looks like he did. He kind of smacked the wall there just a little bit. Your leader, still Benny Campbell, and that number 27 Ford running out front, leading every lap thus far. I believe he led lap 1. It was kind of hard to tell there. But move James Nelson up to P2. He's made his way around the 16 of Kenneth Pack, around the 98 of Zulu, to move up into that second spot. Oh, as I hear someone smack the wall there just a little bit. Not sure who that was. Sometimes we hear it up here, Dave, and it's really hard to find out who it was, as usually it's just a little scrape. Makes a lot of noise here.
Like you said, we will have 2 stage cautions. The first end of this stage will be lap 75, and the end of stage 2 will be lap 150. So they're kind of racing here to get to lap 75. We will find out if they can make it on fuel or not. You know, I think tire saving is going to come into play here as well. 75 laps won't necessarily take long, but it does take its toll on the tires. Yeah, now right now Benny Campbell out to about a 7/10 of a second lead. It's about, maybe 8, 9, 10 car lengths there.
Yeah, I noticed that the first 4 cars have kind of separated themselves a bit from this 19 of Kurgelak, and then there's a gap back from Kurgelak back to Ryan Steinhoff that brings up that second pack. See, the one of Osborne's kind of fallen off the pace just a bit. Got a new look on that number 1 car tonight. So he's got the number 1 Moon Machine.
Yeah, for someone like Tommy Osborne, you kind of got to be careful now, as he's about 10 seconds behind Benny Campbell, and they're pulling about just under 15-second laps. So they're going to run him down here in the next few, 10, 15 laps. They should be able to catch Tommy Osborne here.
Yeah, and Tommy's speeds aren't that far off, of the leader, but, they're gaining on him about 2.5 tenths a lap right now, and only a 4-second gap back to this 27 who is our leader. Laps wind down quickly as we're already on lap 21 of 300 here tonight. Won't take long to get this one underway, especially if they keep it clean and green as they are thus far.
Yeah, so far it's getting a kind of a long green flag run feel to this race. Everyone's kind of minding their P's and Q's, trying to tick some laps off here and just get to the end of this one. 300 laps, a long, long ways to go.
Biggest mover of the race thus far is this 19 of Michael Kurgelak, up 5 spots on the race so far. Started back in 10th, now currently running in the 5th position. Got a good gap behind him to Ryan Steinhoff, and obviously there's quite a gap of about 1.8 seconds to catch up to Zulu.
Yeah, and last time by, Kurgelak was the fastest car on the racetrack with a 14.72.
Yeah, if you pay attention to the cars, folks, as we'll get a little bit of a closer look here on this 41 machine, that green banner in the windshield and the green spoiler on the back indicates that this driver is playoff eligible. Now, 4 drivers will drop from the 16 that are currently eligible in tonight's race, although we only have a 14-car field. We'll drop to 12 for next week. Not the field necessarily, but the amount of cars that are playoff eligible. Now, not every car in the field is eligible tonight. Benny Campbell, as we see, is not playoff eligible. As you see, he's not running that banner. I'm not seeing the 88 here tonight, Dave.
Yeah, Eric Thornton is not in the field tonight, so there's a playoff contender that is missing.
Steinhoff doesn't have the banner, but we were showing him up there in the points. I don't know if Steinhoff was eligible or ineligible, maybe due to... I thought he had races, but I'm not sure.
I don't think he was eligible due to the fact he joined late and just didn't have enough races
That's right.
under his belt.
I think we discussed that before and actually talked to the admins about it and found that he was not eligible, unfortunately. Although really kicked enough points because of the amount of wins that he's had this season. I believe it's like somewhere around 6 or 7 something. Seems to win about every time he comes out here. This stage quickly winding to halfway on the stage. Again, at 75 laps will be the end of the stage. I believe, Dave, based on lap times have fallen off about 6 to 7 tenths of a second already. I believe that there will be pit stops here in the first stage. I mean, obviously, I think drivers can make it all the way, but if the fall off continues, you could put on a set of tires. You're going to lose a couple of laps. But I believe you could get a lot of that back.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. But I'm sitting here watching Michael Kurgelak. He has now caught the back of the 98 of Zulu. And he's about the only driver, one of the few, that is running the bottom of this racetrack and really making it work, as he's now to the inside of the 98 of Zulu, going to take that position, move Kurgelak up 6 spots to 4th.
Yeah, Kurgelak able to use that bottom, like you say. And, it's being the only driver doing that, that works out well for you, because then there's no win in your way, as he's now working on the 16 of Kenneth Pack.
Yeah, Kurgelak consistently one of the fastest cars the fastest car on the racetrack when he's in clean air. Just really putting it down here.
Now, what we don't know is we know Kenneth Pack is the like the long run king here, right? Anywhere we go, so we don't know if like Kenneth Pack has just kind of been biding his time, running it easy, saving some tire, and maybe going to run the whole stage. You just never know. We don't know what the strategies are at this early stage of the race, but as there's 35 laps left in this stage, we're going to find out here before too long.
Yeah, but they're putting cars a lap down. Tyler Nelson, I believe, now a lap down.
Yeah, Michael Boone, Tyler Nelson, and James Bowden. Michael Bovair is going to be the next to go a lap down, as the 27's passing him now. So that's, that leaves just 10 cars on the lead lap. The one of Tommy Osborne has picked up his pace and been passing all these guys that have currently went a lap down. So we were kind of worried about him early on, being 4 seconds from going a lap down, and he's kind of picked it up and said, not today.
Yeah, he's got to get it going. He knows Benny Campbell is coming, as he's trying to work over the back of the 2 of Tyrone Yo and the 51 of James Hubble. So yeah, it's time to go there for the 1 of Tommy Osborne. Yeah, and unfortunately for Tommy, the 2 and the 51 keep battling kind of side by side here, which is allowing Benny Campbell to close ever so slightly. He's going to be to the back bumper of the 1 here.
Yeah, he's going to have to make a move on this 2, and that may be use of the chrome horn before it's over with, Dave. The 27 now working to his outside to put this 1 a lap down. He's going to lap maybe 3 cars here, as he's now to the outside of the 2 of Yo. Puts Yo a lap down. Now going to look to the inside of the 51. Our leader, Benny Campbell, really just running through this field. Only 7 cars on the lead lap. 46 laps into this race, Dave.
Yeah, I'd say the handling hasn't gone away that much on the 27, as he's just kind of slicing and dicing through the slower traffic.
And he's pulled out to about 3.3 seconds over second place James Nelson. James able to get through some of these lap cars as well, and usually what you see is it'll be harder for the leader to get by than, say, second place or third place. But in this case, nothing is stopping Benny Campbell. Nothing is slowing his pace, other than just tire wear overall. But he's one of the quickest cars, if not the quickest car on the track at the moment. I believe Michael Kurgelak's just a couple hundredths quicker at the moment.
Yeah, Kurgelak's still consistently just a tick quicker than everybody else in the field. But yeah, impressive what Benny Campbell's able to do here, as we're working lap 50 of 300 here at Bristol.
Yeah, Dave, and I think, I think my earlier statements were wrong. I believe they can go all the way. I mean, fuel, it's half a mile track, right?
Oh, so, Tyrone's around in front of the 75, the 19s.
Oh no, it's second place.
Now yellow's out. Yellow's out now.
Tough break for James Nelson getting caught in that. Currently sitting on the track. Going to go a lap down to Benny Campbell under this caution flag. May be allowed to go around and get that back. The 1 is in it. Yikes. Let's go back and see if we can catch this replay, folks.
Yeah, there was an incident there with the 70. I think it was the 75 and the 2, possibly.
The 2 just comes off of the wall and hits the 75, and then the 75 comes back on track and catches the 22. 19 of Kurgelak gets a little piece of it, woes it down. Maybe not a whole lot of damage on the on the 19. But yeah, we'll take another look at that.
Yeah, that's exactly right. It looks like the 2 kind of came off the wall on the front stretch, hit the 75, forced the 75 down to the apron, and in the process of the 75 trying to get back on track, kind of made contact with the 2.
Yeah, the 75 was going up thinking that the 2 is going to stay up there by the wall, which in most cases you would. But, you know, as we've seen in the past, some drivers don't like to be near that wall. And they get up against the wall, and it kind of gives them that little bit of nervousness, you know, and they pull off. But we have Jim Hubble down on pit road. Ryan Steinhoff is on pit road. James Bowden and Michael Boone are both down. They're currently a lap down. But your lead lap cars, you've got Ryan Steinhoff and Jim Hubble both sitting on pit road getting damage repaired. I thought Jim Hubble was already a lap down, so I could be incorrect on that one, but not sure who your lucky dog's going to be, because the 1 of Osborne, I believe, made contact in that, although I do show him behind the leader at the moment. We'll get all this squared away and shook out and figure out where the hell everybody's at, as we've got 20 laps left in this stage. Let us know in the comments who you're rooting for here tonight in this race, who you're pulling for, who you'd like to see win it. If your money's on the 27, your wallet's looking pretty good, but I would not count out this 19 of Michael Kerjelak, who is up some 9 positions already in the race and has been the fastest car on the track thus far. Now, these drivers not electing to come down pit road and take tires or anything here early on, so they're going to run out this last 19 laps on the tires that they took at the beginning.
Well, I'm not too sure. I have to go back and look, but it looks like Nathan Christensen, Ryan Steinhoff, Jim Hubble all hit pit road, along with James Bowden, Michael Boone. So if Nathan Christensen, Ryan Steinhoff, and Hubble took tires,
they're going to be fast.
They're going to be really fast coming through the field.
They're going to be a second quicker than these drivers in front of them for sure. And your first driver, your first driver on tires is going to be Nathan Christensen in that 33.
Pace car is up.
27 fires off of the Geico restart zone. Big jump. Now the 98 of Zulu going to follow him through there. 74 and the 33 really got to be careful here on these fresher tires to let them kind of settle in a little bit. Let everybody spread out before you start making too many moves, because you don't want to put somebody in a position where you're going to cause an incident or get yourself wrapped up in something.
Yeah, most definitely. You can kind of see that the 74 and 33 possibly took tires here, as they seem to be a little bit quicker trying to get through the field.
Yeah, and they got bunched up behind some slower cars. Yeah, they definitely took tires. You see that 33 now mowing to the outside of the 75 of Nelson. Is now going to maybe, kind of got loose there on exit. Did the 33 of Christensen. And you've got the 5 of Michael Boone here. He is a lap down, but he's trying to be the first car 1 lap down. Let's see, James Nelson actually is a lap down as well, I believe. Yes. Ooh, contact between the 5 and the 53. Oh, so now the 33 goes to the inside of the 74. Boy, that was close 3 wide. 33 is still to the outside of the 75. Going to make that pass. Now going to look to the inside of the 16. Those fresh tires are working for him. It's Nathan Christensen up to P3 now. Going to try to hunt down these top 2 cars of Michael Kerjelak and Biddy Campbell. Nathan needing those. We know he's outside the cut line at the moment. Needing these stage points that he could very well get here as we come down to just 10 laps to go next time by in the stage. This could be a big move for Nathan Christensen if he can hold on to it here and not take care of his stuff right to the checker flag for the stage. Is now looking right on the bumper of the 19. Going to look to the outside of Kurjalak now for second spot. Move Nathan Christensen to P2. Benny Campbell's been the fastest thus far, but I believe fresh tires are going to prevail here, Dave. So now the 33's caught the 27. Now looking to his inside. New leader, the 33 of Nathan Christensen.
Yeah, I can confirm Nathan Christensen took 4. Ryan Steinhoff did not take tires, so that's why we're seeing Nathan Christensen kind of rise to the top here with those fresh tires.
Yeah, and I mean, I think it's the right move for Nathan. Like I say, he needs stage points, and if he could pull off a stage win here, that's 10 points. 10 points to help his bid for a top 12 playoff berth. Now the 5 of Boone looking to get a lap back from the 27. He still has to catch Nathan to get that lap back, but first car 1 lap down is going to be the 5 of Michael Boone.
Yeah, so it looks like either way, Michael Boone should be able to get the lucky dog, unless he can run down Nathan and get that lap back the old-fashioned way. With just a handful of laps here to go, that's going to be a tough mountain to climb.
Yeah, Nathan catching the lap car of Beauvert in the 48. It's going to put Beauvert another lap down here. That'll put Beauvert down 3 laps currently. Oh, I hear some damage happening back there somewhere.
Yeah, I think that's definitely the right call for Nathan. You know, these drivers that are maybe back a little bit further in the points to risk, kind of gamble a set of tires and try to gain those points to help you, because we know how valuable those stage points can be. But Michael Boone has kind of caught the 33 here with just a few laps to go in stage number 1. Let's see if the 5 of Michael Boone can kind of unlap himself.
Yeah, if he can do it the natural way, it saves him from starting at the tail end of the field. But with a short field, I wouldn't chance wrecking my car to do it.
It looks like they're off of going into. I get confused here. Coming off of turn number 4, it's going to be 1 lap to go here in stage number 1 for Nathan Christensen.
Yeah, this is SWRN's own Nathan Christensen. Does the broadcasting for the All-American Racing League Cup Series on Tuesday nights. Going to get the stage win. It looks, as he crosses the line, stage winner Nathan Christensen in the number 33 Coca-Cola Ford here tonight. Out of somewhere, Canada. Caution flag waves for the stage break. Nathan Christensen is your stage winner with Michael Kurjalak second. Jim Hubble rebounding to third. Benny Campbell 4th. Ryan Steinhoff 5th. Zulu in 6th. Kenneth Pack 7th. Michael Boone will get that lap back via the lucky dog here. As Nathan's on his way down pit road. Going to possibly take fresh tires here again.
Yeah, we'll see what Nathan does, or if he kind of gambles, get the points he wanted, maybe make a call like that again at stage number 2, if these guys need to save any tires here. It does look like right sides are up on Nathan Christensen's car. It looks like he's going to take tires.
Yeah, you get 5 sets here, and I think it's the right move to do that anyway. Christensen gets out P1 there. Michael Boone is shown as the leader at the moment.
It looks like Boone maybe... Did Boone stay out?
But he would have been the lucky dog recipient, so no, he's going to come down here.
Yeah.
I think that scoring and timing was just showing it that way. As you see the pit stop times running across the bottom of the screen there. Nathan Christensen is currently the leader, followed by Michael Kurjalak, Ryan Steinhoff, Zulu in 4th. Benny Campbell restarting to 5th position, who's been very dominant in the first stage here.
You want to bring Nathan in, give him a little interview as a stage 1 winner?
Yeah, you can get him in here.
Hey, Nathan, Dave and Dave in the booth. You got a copy, bud? Nathan Christensen, Dave and Dave, you got a copy?
I do. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we got you, buddy. Hey, congrats on the stage 1 win. Great strategy call there. Taking the tires, getting to the front, and grabbing those valuable stage points. How's the racing been so far?
The racing through lap cars has been pretty treacherous, I'll be honest. Yeah, obviously taking those tires was what made the difference, but can't close up points gap running in 10th.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Now you're in position to kind of control this race here, starting the start of stage 2. Is that your thing? Just kind of pull out and get away from these guys as early as you can here, or try to save some tire as these are a little bit, long stages?
Yeah, I don't foresee me leading too long after it goes green. I don't have the quick speed on the fresh tires that these guys do. I kind of pace myself to hold on to the tires as long as possible. Obviously 75 laps, you can go a little bit harder than normal, but the last stage is hopefully where I can make up the best ground, because I know I'm half decent at saving tiles, so the longer it goes green, the better it is.
Well, Nathan, man, congratulations on that stage 1 win, buddy. We'll send you back, and good luck tonight.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Yep, we'll see you. That was Nathan Christensen out of Hamilton, Ontario, getting stage 1 win. Lights are out on the pace car. We'll go green next time by. Pace car's off. Nathan fires off. Gets the jump out in front. Now the 74 has got a really good run as Nathan goes to the top side. Going to use that momentum to try to hold off the 74. Can't quite get it done. Steinhoff working that bottom line. It's working for him. As Nathan said, these guys are a little quicker on the short run. But Nathan going to try to save those tires and stay in this thing.
Yeah, I'm going to keep an eye here on Benny Campbell as well. He pretty much dominated all of stage number 1. See how he does coming through traffic here in that dirty air. See how quickly he can try to get back to the front.
Yeah, absolutely. Sometimes you could be really, really quick when there's no one in front of you, and all you have to do is deal with a slower lapped car. But when it comes down to working with guys that are kind of nearly equal speed as you or whatever, it's a little bit more difficult to do. But we'll see how he's able to navigate that as he's now behind Nathan Christensen on that high line.
Yeah, he's kind of stuck right there behind the 98 of Zulu, the 33 of Nathan Christensen. Really nowhere to go at the moment. Kerchalak, though, showing a strong run here at the beginning, keeping it real tight there with Ryan Steinhoff. Yeah,
and we've seen Kurds really move through the field early on. Like we say, he's up 8 spots right now to second position. So has a fast ride, hot rod, and honestly was able to, running that bottom, was able to keep his speeds up throughout the entire run, as now Zulu looking to his outside to try to take second away. This is the Betyars 300. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. At Bristol.
Yeah, still door-to-door there with Kerchalak and Zulu. Kerchalak now gets a good run, almost gets to the inside of the 74. Yeah, that inside lane really kind of working here for Kerchalak in that 19.
The 74 able to use the momentum to kind of hold on to the lead currently. The 19 not giving up on it, staying down on that bottom line as he has all race long. Ooh, as the 19 gets a little bit loose off the corner exit, hanging it down there on the low side. Still door-to-door, nearly door-to-door for the lead here in the Betyars 300 at Bristol. Coming to lap 94 of 300 here tonight.
What do you think here, buddy? Let's give the folks at home an in-car shot of that 19. See what they can show what he's dealing with behind the wheel of that car.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see if we can jump on board with the 19 of Kerchalak. As you can really see the banking from the gyro cam here as the car tilts off and into the banking. A lot of banking here at Bristol. As a matter of fact, the highest banked oval that we run on here in NASCAR. He's still trying to battle for the lead with the 74 of Steinhoff. Steinhoff able to use that little bit of extra banking and that little bit of momentum you can carry running that higher side to kind of pull away just a bit from Michael Kurgelak. But Kurds isn't done with this, and as we've noticed and we noted earlier, throughout the run he was fastest on the long run as well. Looking back at Benny Campbell, trying to take over that second spot from Michael Kurgelak. Benny now looking to the outside. Can't quite make it happen. Oh, good run for the 27 on exit. Now pulls alongside of the 19. If you're just joining us, the 27 led the majority of stage one. However, Nathan Christensen able to get away with that stage win using a little bit of a strategy after a early caution between the 2 and the 75. Now the 75 of Nelson is, after that incident, is currently back in 11th position, 1 lap down, trying to make his way back up through the field. Actually, maybe 2 laps down. No, 1 lap down. So Tyrone Yo is back on the lead lap. So we have 10 cars back on the lead lap. Dave, do we have some... Oh, okay. We must have had some wave arounds there at the stage break that we missed talking about. But nonetheless, they're about to go a lap down again as the 74 has caught the back of the field. He's passed the 1. Now he's passing the 53, looking to pass the 2, while maintaining that lead over the 27. So the leader is battling through some lap traffic here. 105 laps of 300 here in the race.
Yeah, Ryan Steinhoff has the lead. Benny Campbell wants the lead as he's caught the back of the 74, even like you said, through the traffic. We're able to keep real nice and tight there with the 74, just a car length off the back bumper.
Michael Kurgelak is still in this battle as well, as he is right there within half a second of Ryan Steinhoff, our leader.
Yeah, it'll be interesting here to see how Kurgelak fares on the longer run. We know what he had in stage 1 as he kind of slowly picked his way through the field. But now being near the front, if you get one of those issues where you kind of run a little bit harder than you want being at the front, to see if that affects his long run here.
Yeah, and he was absolutely pushing it hard early on there, trying to take the lead away from Steinhoff. So running it a lot harder than I believe he had to get through the field early on.
And laps are ticking away quickly, working lap 109 of 300. So this time by, we'll have 40 laps to go here in stage number 2.
If you're watching at home, be sure and hit that thumbs up button for us. We do appreciate it. It helps the YouTube algorithm push this out to other people that might enjoy this type of content. So if you could do that for us, we would much appreciate it. If you're not subscribed to the channel, be sure and subscribe, as we have racing here 3 nights a week when the Truck Series has something on the schedule, obviously. They have a much smaller schedule than the Cup Series do for the All-American Racing League and the Quick Finishers Racing League. But pretty much 3 nights a week. But we do appreciate you tuning in and watching nonetheless. You're not required to hit that thumbs up, but we do enjoy it when you do. And also, say hi in the comments. Heck, we like to interact with you. As the 27 is now within just a few feet now, less than a car length of the 74. Battle for the lead heating up. Benny Campbell closes right in. Now gives a little shot to the 74 on corner entry. Now looking to his inside. Door to door at the start-finish line. Now Benny Campbell back to resuming that lead. Now the 74 going to cross him over on exit of 2. Side by side, door to door. 74 going to run him a little tight. Said, I don't appreciate that shot to the rear bumper. The 27 going to prevail at the start-finish. Oh, lap car.
Lap car in the way.
Oh, very close between the 27
wow.
and 53. 27 able to make it through clean.
I thought for a second the 74 was letting off to say, hey, I don't want to be a part of this. But he went in attack mode trying to get back around the 27. I think you're right. I don't think he appreciated that little kind of tap to the rear bumper there in the center of the corner. But yeah, Steinhoff sliding back here a little bit. And Kurgelak looking for a way around him now.
Well, honestly, I think when they caught the lapped car of James Bowden in the 53, I believe the 74 cut the 27 a little bit of a break there, and even though he did, he expressed his displeasure with the bump, but then when it came down to catching the lap car, I believe he gave him that room to get on around him, where he could have just hung him out, and made him have to check up. Now they're catching Michael Boone in the wall. Yes,
in the wall. Jeez.
Is this thing on? Because I believe we're saying the same thing. It's got a little echo going on there. As the 74 is trying to work back to the outside of the 27 now.
Yeah, it looks like Benny Campbell now kind of committed to the bottom now. The 74 was able to get up there.
New leader again. The 74 regains that lead, at least momentarily.
Yeah, the 74 is going to use that momentum, be able to clear the 27 down the front stretch. Now under attack by Michael Kurgelak in the 19.
Fastest car on the track last time by was Ryan Steinhoff. We'll check it this time by. It appears once again Ryan Steinhoff, fastest car on the track.
Yeah, James Bowden on pit road for one reason or another, not too sure.
May not have liked the handle of that thing, as he was getting kind of swallowed up by the leaders there. James Nelson still in the lucky dog spot with 25 laps to go here in the stage. Wants to get back on that lead lap, as he was a contender early on when he got in a little incident with Tyrone Yo there, as the 74 works his way around Tyrone Yo. Now the 27. Oh, 27 in the 2 touch. Ay, second place. Caught
looked
up.
Like they were 3 wide off the corner.
Once again with Tyrone Yo. We'll see exactly what happened there, folks, but to the 27 of Campbell.
Yeah, it looks like they were gonna clear. It looks like the 2 kind of came down off the wall a little bit and kind of caught the 27 in that right rear quarter panel.
Yeah, once again, the 2 just unable to run safely against the wall. Maybe afraid he's going to hit it, kind of turns there just a bit. That's twice. Not going to be. They're not going to be happy drivers here tonight with that number 2, bringing out both of the cautions thus far due to not being able to keep it up on the wall. We'll try to take another look at it from the blimp. Yeah, and it wasn't as much, but the 2 definitely on corner exit appeared to be afraid he was going to hit the wall, so pulls down just to make sure he's avoiding it there. And that cost the 27. It cost. I mean, it cost Nelson earlier when it happened, but Nelson now is going to be your lucky dog. So he's kind of happy it happened the second time, but not happy it happened the first. Now you've got the 27 who's not going to be happy. And frankly, I've raced with the 27. Not really the guy you want to piss off on a short track.
Yeah, so we got some pit strategy here again. About the same situation we had in stage 1. We got a caution here with about 20 to go in the stage. Ryan Steinhoff stays out. It looks like Michael Kurgelag, Zulu, almost everybody behind him besides Jim Hubble comes to pit road for 4 tires.
Yeah, that's going to leave Jim Hubble in P2, but These leaders are going to get swallowed up pretty quick by Michael Kurgelak, Zulu, Kenneth Pack, Benny Campbell, James Nelson, who's going to have to start at the tail end of the longest line here, but back on the lead lap nonetheless. But
And how the tides turn. We have our Stage 1 winner, Nathan Christensen, who wins Stage 1 and is now looks at showing him out of the race.
Oh, no. What happened to Christensen? Tyler Nelson passed Christensen. Tyrone Yo passed Christensen. What happened to Christensen?
I'm not too sure. I don't see that he had an issue. Maybe just something came up. He had to leave. Ryan Steinhoff, Jim Hubble, kind of sitting ducks here. Everyone behind them on fresh tires.
Yeah, as the lights are out on the pace car, should be lining up 2 by 2. I don't see Jim Hubble up there in front of the leader yet. Oh, the 74 needs to pull down. I think that's what the problem is. I think the 74 is wanting to take the outside line, but in this series you can't do that. I think they just reminded him of that. 51 going to jump now to the outside. Ay, caramba.
Pace car is off. Ryan Steinhoff's going to lead him into the Geico restart zone, and he is
fires
off.
off. He kind of disappeared there for a second, but fires off. Michael Kurgelak gets a good jump along with him. Kurgelak on those fresh tires is going to run this 74 down and pass him rather quickly. So we see a car pacing around the bottom. Was that Christensen?
Looks like Nathan Christensen back in the race.
Must have had some kind of computer issue, but is back on track.
Kurgelak gets around the 74, going to take over the lead here with just a handful of laps left to go in stage number 2.
Yeah, unfortunate for Christensen, though. Must have had some type of network connectivity issue or something that kicked him out of session. But back in P13 now, 4 laps down.
Yeah, Kenneth Pack now the man on the move in P3, looking to get around and chase down and get around Ryan Steinhoff as the 16 in the wall on the front stretch. Benny Campbell with some sort of issue. He's lost a few spots here. Back to the 5th position. Not sure. Maybe Benny didn't take tires there on that stop.
I mean, he had a pit lane. Well, I don't know. That's kind of weird timing. It shows there, but 15.33 seconds. So I imagine he took tires, but nonetheless, your leader currently is Michael Kurgelak, followed by Kenneth Pack and Ryan Steinhoff. Kurgelak out to a 1.7 second lead now over the field here in the closing laps of stage 2. You're watching the Quick Finishers Racing League Cup Series on the SimWorld Racing Network. This is the Betyars 300 at Bristol Motor Speedway. Your leader is Michael Kurgelak, followed by Kenneth Pack. James Nelson now up to the 3rd position after getting his lap back, followed by Ryan Steinhoff in 4th, and Zulu rounding out your top 5. Zulu rocking I just noticed this, so I want to go ahead and point this out and see if we can get a good zoom in on Zulu's car. Zulu running the Betyars at Bristol paint scheme tonight, showing the outlaws that the Betyars that were considered to be outlaws there in the 18th to 19th century in the Kingdom of Hungary. Fun fact, I believe the gentleman he has on the hood that is wanted, I believe that may very well be Sándor Rózsa, maybe? From the Great Hungarian Plain? Very possible that that's who that is. As I try to do my research here, folks, I try to bring you the best information that I can here on the SimWorld Racing Network. But we big shout out to Zulu for bringing this sponsorship here tonight and rocking that on your car. That's a good looking paint scheme. As Michael Kerjelak still leading here tonight.
Yeah, Kerjelak out to about a 3-second lead now over Kenneth Pack. Just a few laps left here in stage number 2.
Yeah, and I'm noticing Jim Hubble, who restarted this last restart in P2, is now 1 lap down. The first car 1 lap down.
Yeah, and speaking of that, Benny Campbell is about to go a lap down to our leader.
Oh.
And he will. Michael Kerjelak
Yes.
puts a lap on Benny Campbell, so big problems there for the 27.
Yeah, and he's going to get around the 1 as well. But I believe Benny Campbell's still in position to get his lap back.
Yeah, I would say Benny
the
Campbell
stage
maybe
break.
fixed some problems, took some fuel, and did not take tires. As we're
Final
on
lap.
the final lap.
Final lap for Michael Kerjelak as he comes around to win stage 2 here at the Betyars 300 at Bristol Motor Speedway.
Looks like it's just in time there for Benny Campbell.
Yeah, Kenneth Pack will finish P2. James Nelson 3rd. Zulu in 4th. Ryan Steinhoff 5th. Benny Campbell finishes in the 6th position with Jim Hubble 7th. Michael Boone in 8th. 9th will be Tyrone Yo. And rounding out your top 10 will be Tyler Nelson. As we'll get them, get some drivers to pit road, get some fresh tires on these things, fill them up with fuel. I'm going to run out the last 150 laps here at Bristol Motor Speedway. I'm going to step away for just a moment as I leave you with our leaders heading down pit road. I'll be right back in just a moment. You won't miss a thing. All right, as your leader is Michael Kerjelak, followed by Kenneth Pack, James Nelson, and Ryan Steinhoff. Zulu rounds out your top 5.
Yeah, so we're going to get a few waiver rounds here. We're going to get the 1 of Tommy Osborne, 53 of James Bowden, and the 48 of Michael Bover are going to take the waiver round. That'll put Kerjelak and Kenneth Pack on the front row for this restart. And what is the last run to the end here, final stage?
Yeah, we're going to have about 144 laps to the end of this thing. So we're going to see some, I mean, if they stay green, we might see some green flag pit stops occur at some point. And then do you chance that, thinking that the caution might come out? It's definitely strategy moves to be made here. Still late in the going. Or just past halfway, shall I say.
Yeah, I would kind of expect if people are going to pit, I think you're going to pit probably somewhere around lap 200 to maybe 210, 220. Take that final, but green is out.
Michael Kerjelak gets a jump out over the 16 of Kenneth Pack. Still going to work that bottom. 75 going to try to follow him through. Gets around the 16. Now the 16 of Kenneth Pack backing up just a bit as Ryan Steinhoff now working to his inside. Takes over that
16 of Pack kind of struggling there on the restart. Dropped back a couple positions here. Now under attack by the 98 of Zulu. Zulu's going to grab that position easily over Kenneth Pack.
Man on the mission is the 75 of James Nelson in the auto serve machine. Auto serve, check them out if you're in the Charlestown, West Virginia area. Been a great sponsor throughout the Quick Finishers Racing League Cup Series here this season. If you're in Charlestown, West Virginia, go get your vehicle serviced at Auto Serve. But back up to P2 now after getting caught up in an incident, the very first caution of the race with the number 2. Putting him a lap down, was there for a number of laps, was trapped a lap down there. Finally gets back on the lead lap and now is showing out a bit as Zulu moves into that 3rd spot. Benny Campbell, who was really, really fast the first, pretty much the first half of this race, Dave, struggling just a bit as we see the 53 of Jim Hubble on pit road. Appears to, even though he got back on the lead lap, he went a lap down there at the end of stage 2. Now really loose off the corner, shaking that car back and forth, trying to get a handle on it again. Appears to be struggling with that car here late in the going. Zulu has caught the 75 of Nelson. Just a couple of car lengths now separate the two. Now one car length separates them as Zulu is making his charge toward the front. Now looks to the inside of the 75 of Nelson. He's going to make that pass. It looks on the entry to... Oh, well. Nope, can't get it done. Side by side as they exit forward across the finish line down into 1. While this battle goes on back here for 2nd spot, Michael Kerjelak's pulled out to 2.2 seconds ahead of this battle. Trying to set sail here. Get going while he can.
Yeah, Kerjelak kind of on cruise control right now. Like I said, over 2 seconds out in front of James Nelson. Zulu running there in 3rd. Ryan Steinhoff 4th. 5th, Kenneth Pack. And the last car on the lead lap right now is that 27 Ford of Benny Campbell. Yellow is out. Michael Bovair has had a problem.
As Bovair sits sideways on the track, holding his brake, as you should, waiting for a gap to get that car brought down to the bottom of the racetrack. It's kind of hard to do here. Now he should have a break coming up. Now he's going to get it brought down there. Good on him to hold that brake. Gets down in front of the pace car.
Yeah, Michael Bovair just kind of lost control of the car off of turn number 2 and ended up parked in turn number 3.
So now you've got 127 laps left in the race, coming to 126. Do you stay? I'm assuming you stay out here, just a handful of laps into this race.
I think you're going to stay out here. I think it's too early to take a set of tires I don't know. Some drivers may only have one set, maybe two. I don't know. We don't know. But
well, I mean, so I'm only seeing some drivers with 4 pit stops. Many of the leaders everybody on the lead lap's only been down 3 times. Whether or not they took tires each time, I don't know. But they had the tires that they started on plus 5 additional. So they've got a couple of sets left, Dave.
Yeah, at least the top 6 have a couple sets. But I know that one of those, Benny Campbell actually didn't take tires by the looks of it at the stage 2, I believe it was, when he had an incident.
Yeah, so if I'm him, I would take it now.
Yeah, it doesn't look like he came down. He's going to stay out here.
No, all of our leaders, you're right, all of our leaders stayed out. Lucky dog recipient, I believe, is Michael Boone. I could be wrong on that, though, because I'm not sure exactly how many laps down Michael Boone is at the moment. Well, I'm showing him currently back on the lead lap, so he must have been our lucky dog. That puts 7 cars back on the lead lap. That is correct, yeah. And Tyrone Yo is our first car, one or more laps down, and he's currently 2 laps down in 8th position. Ooh, as we see James Nelson deciding to bring it on down pit road. A little later than expected, but brings it on down, which may be a penalty. Because he didn't pit the first time around. I don't see him taking tires. Oh, there's right sides are up. So, yeah, James Nelson going to come down and take tires. I believe that'll put him at the tail end of the longest line, though, Dave.
Yeah, we'll see how this shakes out for James Nelson.
Was that right sides only? No, he may have taken.
No, it looks like he took 4 there.
Okay. So, yeah, we're going to have James Nelson on 4 tires. He's in the 7th position, but because he didn't pit the first time around, I believe the pits were open, which means that he would start at the tail end of the field here. However, only 14 cars in the field. No, looks like he's going to be able to go back up and take a position. Okay, so apparently the pits weren't open earlier. All right.
So we're going to see what the difference in tires are. He has about 20 lap fresher tires, give or take a couple laps there. See what kind of difference that makes.
I think it's going to be huge, Dave. I really do. We'll have to see if he can navigate his way through the field. Again, it's only going to be a couple tenths, but the pace car is off. Michael Kurgelak fires out of the late in the Geico restart zone.
And Ryan Steinhoff's going to battle to the inside of Zulu, going to grab that spot away, move Steinhoff to 2nd.
You're keeping your eye on the 75, who's now working to the inside of the 16 a pack. As the 19 has stretched his lead out just a bit there early on. He fired off nicely.
As we see Benny Campbell get around the 98 of Zulu, move Benny Campbell back up to that 3rd position. A good recovery here for Benny Campbell, trying to find a way around the 74 of Steinhoff. Benny Campbell look to the inside. He's going to battle down into the corner here. Going to easily take that position away.
Yeah, James Nelson, we're right along with James Nelson. He's now going to try to see if he can get around this 74. 74 takes the same line as he does. Unable to make it happen. Had to check up for him just a bit. Now looks to the inside of the 74. It's Nelson struggling to run that low side, but is able to make the pass. Now has his sights set on 2nd place Benny Campbell. Ooh, touches the wall there just a bit. Your leader is Michael Kurgelak, followed by Benny Campbell. Rebounded nicely After we were worried about him there earlier, he's back up to second place and is running down Michael Kerjelak at the moment.
Yeah, about 3 or 4 car lengths now behind. It's about 0.4 of a second. But James Nelson closing in on the back of Benny Campbell here with a little bit fresher tires.
Yeah, and I'm noticing Zulu and Ryan Steinhoff battling back here for the 4th position. Zulu working that low line, trying to get around. He got around the 16, unable to get around the 74 now. The 74 used the momentum on the high side. Now the 75 is closed in, now within a car length of the 27. Now half a car length right to the back bumper of the 27 to Benny Campbell. Now looking to his inside as they head down into turn 1. Door to door into 3. Momentum on the outside should carry the 27 through, and does. Back to the start-finish line. Ooh. 75 got really loose off the corner exit there and had to give up that position to Benny Campbell. So they've caught Michael Boone. The leaders have caught Michael Boone going around him. Michael Boone slides up the track.
Boy.
Woo! Ay, ay, ay. Almost peed myself, Dave.
Yeah, that separated the 27 and 75 when that happened. So James Nelson going to regroup, try to get back to the back bumper of the 27.
Twenty laps, fresher tires. He's right back to the back now, trying to look back to the inside of the 27. Gets a great run on corner exit. Heads off into the corner. Running that middle line now is the 75. Then he takes a lower apex off. Back to the start-finish line. Heads off into 1. Move the 75 to P2. As they're trying to get around the lap car of Tyler Nelson. Michael Kerjelak enjoying 3/4 of a second over James Nelson. James Nelson, again, on those fresher tires, has finally cleared the 27 of Benny Campbell. Going to try to run away here and catch the 19 as they're going to be coming to, they're getting closer to 100 laps to go here.
And Nelson, that time was about 0.2 quicker there. Almost 0.2 quicker than Kerjelak.
Yeah, Kurt's still using that low line. Nelson using the high line. Nelson closes in within 2 car lengths now of the 19. 75, he's using a high line on a low apex, and it's working for him as he's now trying to look to the low side. The 19 blocks that move. As the 19's been running that line all night long, says, nope, that one's mine, sir, if you want me to go around the high side. Now the 75 says, I'll do that. Goes to his outside. Door to door at the start-finish line. 75 up high, 19 down low. New leader, James Nelson, to the lead on those fresh tires. And we know he still has another set left. So if they come down to one more pit stop, he's in good shape. Now, if there's a late caution, that might change things, Dave.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at the pit stops. Kerjelak has been in 3 times, so that tells me he's probably got at least 2 more sets sitting in the pits, if need be, which he's probably going to have to make a stop here, in the next 20, 30 laps, I would think, to grab some freshies.
Yeah, and then we'll see the speed difference that Kerjelak will have over Nelson, but right now, Nelson is kind of pulling away. He's out to half a second now over Michael Kerjelak.
Yeah, now Benny Campbell back to the rear bumper of the 19 at Kerjelak, trying to find a way around.
Yeah, great drive off for the 27 that time by. He's going to now try to look to the outside. Gets a really big run here, looking to the outside of the 19 as they head off into turn 3. Door to door as they come to the start-finish line. Down into 1, the 27 with that advantage on the high side is going to take P2. Meanwhile, Nelson has pulled out to now almost a full second over Benny Campbell for second place.
Yeah, Yeah, so the question is going to be, when do these drivers calm down to make that final pit stop? It's going to be a kind of a risky move. You never know when a yellow is going to come out, so you're hoping, a yellow comes out and you can take your tires. But if you have to pit on the green, it's kind of a big risk here.
Yeah, absolutely. Now only 6 cars on the lead lap. Michael Boone, the first car, lap or more down, setting 2 laps down in 7th place, with Tyrone Yo in 8th, Bowden in 9th, Nelson is 10th, Christensen in 11th, and Tommy Osborne in 12th. Jim Hubble is out of the race with Michael Bovair down 36 laps. Going to try to take over that 13th spot from Hubble by staying in this thing. But that's where we currently stand on the field as of right now. James Nelson now almost out to 2 seconds over Benny Campbell.
Tyler Nelson has come down pit road for his service. Yeah, you're right. James Nelson out to 2 seconds now over Benny Campbell. James is going to hit some heavy, slower traffic here.
Gonna have to show some patience here. He's out, 2 seconds. So that got really close. He's now got to get around Tyrone Yo, who he did have issues with earlier. Give Ty some room there, and he does. Now he's pulled through this. He lost about a half a second getting through those cars, but now the guys behind him have to try to get around them as well. So we'll see if he can stretch that back out.
Michael Boone is also in for his pit stop. Yeah, we'll see when these leaders come to pit road. Kenneth Pack able to get around Kerjalak now. Kerjalak kind of sliding back through the field since losing that lead to James Nelson.
I mean, here's the thing for Nelson. He's 0.3 quicker, 2.5 tenths for the most part than everyone else on the lead lap. And we know he has a fuel advantage. Does he try to run this thing long and maybe trap these guys a lap down under the caution flag if a caution were to come out?
That would be ideal.
Being that he's already burned up set more tires than everyone else on the lead lap, right? So he's down a set of tires from everyone else on the lead lap. It pays off if you get the caution. But if you knew when the cautions were going to come, they'd tell you when they're going to pit, right? It's kind of the way that works. So now the 75 is catching up to the back of the field again. He's catching the 98 of Zulu to put him a lap down. So now looks to the inside of Zulu, quickly dispatches the Zulu, puts him one lap down already.
Well, Bovair was slow on the back straps. Not sure what happened there. Maybe he was coming off pit road. Yeah, these drivers are coming to about 70 laps on their tires, so they're going to be thinking about pit road here shortly.
Yeah, well, they've got 80 laps to go right now, Dave, so I don't know, maybe you run another 5 or 10, and then you do that, because you don't know that you're going to get another caution flag. But for Nelson's got 20 laps less. He was last in on, it looks like, on lap 175, where these guys were last in on 152. Now Kenneth Pack starting to chase down this 27 to try to take that second spot away. We know old Podium Pack, he likes that long run, and he's making it work to his advantage. He's now catching up to the 27, gets within a car length now. To the inside is the 16. This battle for second place is some 5.3 seconds behind James Nelson, our leader. for now, the 27 able to hold on to that second position. But James Nelson running away with it right now in the closing laps of the Betyars 300 here at Bristol Motor Speedway. We appreciate you joining us here on the SimWorld Racing Network for the Quick Finishers Racing League Cup Series, as this is the final race of the round of 16. This is the cutoff race. There will only be 12 drivers moving on to the championship playoffs, round of 12 starting next week. Where are we at next week, Dave?
I believe it's Kansas, is it not?
That's why I asked you, because I wasn't sure.
I can look.
Zulu in for his pit stop.
Yeah, so the next race will start the round of 12 at Kansas.
All right, that'll be next Friday night. We will be in Kansas. Don't forget to tune in here on, I believe, this Sunday. Do we have racing this Sunday for the All-American Racing League Truck Series?
Look, I believe we're off, aren't we?
That's what I'm looking at now. Yes, we are off, so we don't return.
For about a month.
The Truck Series doesn't take off again until October the 13th in Miami. We just finished up there in Talladega on the 15th. So, yeah, we're going to be in Miami on 10/13 for the second race of the round of 8 in the Truck Series for the All-American Racing League. But Tuesday night, we will have racing here on SimWorld Racing Network for the All-American Racing League Cup Series as they take on the Roval in Charlotte. Not looking forward to that one, but they been putting in some laps for it, so we'll see how that goes.
Our leader, James Nelson, just had pretty good contact with the wall. I see he was closing in on Michael Kurgelak, who just pitted, I believe.
But he is currently 7.5 seconds out ahead now.
Yeah,
almost, he's increasing. He's now 8 seconds ahead of second
so Michael
place.
Kurgelak did pit. He came down, made his pit stop. Kurgelak looks like 2 laps down at the moment.
Yeah, he's hoping there's not going to be a caution here. And he can use this time to gain time on that 75. The 75 is enjoying 8.1 seconds over second place Kenneth Pack and Benny Campbell.
Yeah. Zulu also made a pit stop there, put him about 2 laps down as well.
So if you're the 75... and you know these guys have pitted.
Steinhoff to pit road.
So, yeah, they're going to be gaining on you now. But the longer you stay out, that means the fresher tires you have over them towards the end of the run if it stays green. Now, if the caution comes out before you pit, then you're in the best shape you could be in.
Yeah, so I think the thing here for James Nelson is if he's got another set of tires, which he should, he's going to have to let this run out, get a little bit of difference on these tires before he makes that pit stop. I think you've got to run another, 30 almost, you got to give yourself time to run these drivers back down after your stop. So lots to think about there for James Nelson.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it would be somewhere around 40 to go. Because you're not going to give up a whole lot of time to him. Because he had a substantial lead over these guys before they started pitting. And
you can see the speed difference. Zulu kind of, here comes James Nelson to pit road now.
A little earlier than we thought.
A little earlier. See how this plays out. It might play out just fine for James Nelson.
Kenneth Pack is your new leader, followed by Benny Campbell. As the 16 Pack is headed down pit road. Your leader headed down pit road. Now Benny Campbell resumes the lead. Here with 57 laps to go in the Betyars 300 at Bristol. And I said Betyars that time. I bet it's Betyars. Again, I apologize if I mispronounced that. I got to learn. I got a good history lesson before this race, which I'm glad I got. So we see the 98 Betyars at Bristol machine getting around the 27 there to get one of his laps back. James Nelson currently in the second spot, though. He's going to be the best. I mean, he's going to resume the lead, though, Dave. He's still got 4 seconds over Michael Kerjelak, who pitted before him. So good move, good awareness and good move by James Nelson to go ahead and come down pit road and not let those guys get a big advantage over him. The only problem is a late caution is going to hurt him because he's one less set of tires than the rest of these drivers.
Yeah, but he's still, like you said, he pitted a little earlier than I thought. But I think that, like you said, that's good heads-up move to him to not let these drivers get a ton of time on him. So, Benny Campbell in the outside wall.
Yeah, it only works for Nelson if there's not a late caution. I mean, unfortunately for him, like I say, if there's a late caution, 15-20 to go, these guys come in and take their last set of tires, he is a sitting duck. What kind of drama can we drum up here, Dave? It's been an exciting race thus far. I mean, a lot of strategy, some door-to-door action, some...
Your leader, Benny Campbell, to pit road now.
This will turn the lead back over to James Nelson. As Campbell is down, Nelson now to reclaiming that lead, some 4.2 seconds ahead of Michael Kerjelak.
Benny Campbell is actually going to go down a lap or two here.
Yeah, 50 laps to go here in the race. For your 75 AutoServe car, you're just, if you're a fan of the 75 AutoServe car, you're just hoping there's no cautions here in the last 48 laps of the race. If you're Michael Kerjelak, you are licking your chops, saying, "Come on, guys, let's mix it up just a bit." Nathan Christensen, who had that issue earlier, able to rebound to 10th. I mean, several laps down here, but able to get back to the 10th position there to try to claim one of these top positions here. In the top 12 to try to move on to that top 12. I mean, Michael Kerjelak unable to cut into the lead of James Nelson thus far. James having a little bit fresher tires. So he's got some 12, 13 lap fresher tires than Michael Kerjelak.
Yeah, the gap's definitely going the wrong way there for Kerjelak. Closing in on almost 5 seconds out behind James Nelson.
Yeah, tires are just so important here at Bristol. It seems like just those handful of laps, 12, 13 laps, is making a huge difference here. As we only have 5 cars left on the lead lap, you have James Nelson, your leader, Michael Kerjelak, Ryan Steinhoff in 3rd, Kenneth Pack in 4th, and Zulu in the 5th position. Benny Campbell is your first car 1 lap down. Very dominant early on in the race. But we're down to 40 laps to go here in the Betyars 300 at Bristol.
And now James Nelson has caught the back of the 98 of Zulu, trying to put Zulu a lap down. That would put just 4 cars on the lead lap.
Your leader now enjoying 5.5 seconds over Michael Kerjelak as these laps are winding down. Once again, and as always, we appreciate you tuning in here to the SimWorld Racing Network. as you're watching the Quick Finishers Racing League Cup Series. Okay, we're getting word that Nathan was in a must-win situation tonight, so not sure. It appeared to me that he had enough stage laps or stage points could have done it for him, but I guess with the smaller amount of cars, he may be right there. We'll have to see how it all shakes out next week. Appreciate Smokey Robinson being up in the chat. Would much rather seen him on track here battling. However, I understand, as we say, folks have other things to do here as the seasons wind down. But as laps are winding down, James Nelson in the catbird seat, as they say. Holding on to that 5.9 seconds over this man, Michael Kerjlak. Kerjlak having that great speed early on. Still has that great speed, just a different strategy for James Nelson appears to be paying off. Ooh, they're mixing it up here. I thought we were going to get that caution that Nelson did not want to see, as the 5 was having a bit of a hiccup there.
I was just going to say, the last thing James Nelson wants to see is a yellow flag.
He's down to 30 more circuits around, 30 more times around this high-banked oval to get it done here and be the winner moving. Now, he's already moving on, but he's just trying to collect some stage points at this point going into the next round of the playoffs. Or not stage points, but bonus points.
The bonus points does help moving into the round of 12.
Michael Kerjlak up, scrapes the wall just a little bit there as the 53 was to his inside. Oh, 53 comes up, almost makes contact. This is some 7 seconds now behind our leader. So those fresh tires have really worked out for Nelson. This strategy was paramount for him, just rocket shipping and pulling away from everybody, the rest of the competition here tonight. Steinhoff now looking to the outside of the 19, trying to take away the second position from Kerjlak. He's going to do it pretty easily there. Kerjlak maybe used up his stuff a little bit, trying to catch that 75. Move the 74 of Steinhoff to second. Now, there is a lap difference there of about 8 laps between these two drivers as well. So even 8 lap difference in tires. It took Steinhoff a while to catch up to the 19, but once he's caught him, he's passed him and pulling away.
Yeah, next time by at the stripe will be 25 laps to go for your leader, James Nelson, who's caught the back of the lap car of Nathan Christensen. Christensen moves out of the way.
Yeah, good move on Christensen. Christensen now pulled up into the 9th position, so trying to gain again those points, but we're not sure. We're being told that he was in a must-win position tonight, so that's possible. As the 74 and the 90, so the 98 of Zulu is the first car 1 lap down. He's wanting a caution, but this man out front, James Nelson, is saying, no, please, let's run this out. As James Nelson agrees with my bladder tonight, he says, let's go to the end of this thing. Let's get it done. It's been a good race so far here at Bristol. Love this place. Ryan Steinhoff's 9.2 seconds, 9.3 now behind James Nelson. Currently leading over the 19 of Michael Kerjlak there. Oh, as the 5 gets up and into the wall, almost into the back of the 19, made me nervous. Then you've got Kenneth Pack, who's in the 4th place. He's trying to run down this 19 to get back on the podium. So we know how much the 16 likes to be on the podium. It's a traffic jam back here as these guys are trying to battle it out. Got a couple lap 3 wide. Oh, made me nervous. Now the 16 is going to get a good look to the outside of the 19. Isn't quite there yet. Going to draw right to the back bumper. Now looks to the inside as the 19 slips up. move the 16 of Kenneth Pack into that third position.
Yeah, some really hard-nosed racing here for that third position.
Coming to 16 laps to go next time by for your leader, James Nelson, and that number 75 auto serve Ford. Be sure and go to auto serve. Get your vehicle serviced at auto serve there in the Charlestown, West Virginia area. Oh, as we see the 19s all kinds of loose. The 98 down to the inside wall. No. Smacks into the inside wall. Looks like we're going to stay green here. The 98 able to get it going.
I think James Nelson just had a mini heart attack saying, please, Lord, no. Wants to see this thing run to the end.
Yeah, as we only have 3 cars left on the lead lap at the moment. It's James Nelson
Caution is out.
Oh, no. Not sure.
James Bowden
had an issue. Wow, my Lanta. The 75 is not in the best of situations at the moment. We don't think he has a set of tires yet left, folks, but we'll see what happens here with the 53. Oh, as he just comes up on the 33 of Christensen. Wasn't quite clear there. They make contact. 53 gets turned around backwards. Let's see what happens. Does Nelson have another set of tires? That's the question. Oh, he doesn't. And we see Ryan Steinhoff come down and Kenneth Pack come down to take their last sets of tires here. James Nelson forced to stay out on track.
Michael Kerjelak's going to be your lucky dog. He's going to be able to come around, but he's going to start tail end of the longest line, which makes it tough for him here on fresh tires.
Yeah, this was the worst case scenario for your leader. And these guys are coming down. Kenneth Pack's taking on right sides now. Now he's going to take on left sides. As did the 70. I'm sorry, the 74. Oof. Yeah, James Nelson's a sitting duck here. There's no way he's going to hold these guys off for 10 laps that I can think of, guys. Crazier things have happened.
Yeah, so Ryan Steinhoff kind of in the catbird seat here. Freshest tire is going to start on the outside lane. Should be able to just pull away here.
Yeah, if there's any hope for Kenneth Pack in this, he's going to have to dispatch James Nelson rather quickly.
And I've seen most of the night Kenneth Pack, for whatever reason, kind of struggle on the restart. So that doesn't fare well for Kenneth Pack.
Yeah, and I don't know about that, though, Dave, because we know Kenneth likes to save tires, but there's no saving tires here with 10 laps to go, and it'll probably be 9 or 8 by the time we go back green again. So
yeah, and this is going to be a battle, I think, between Ryan Steinhoff, Kenneth Pack, because Michael Kerjelak gets the lucky dog. He is the last car in the lead lap, but he is going to have to start at the tail of the field for receiving that lucky dog.
That is correct. Yeah, so it's going to be tougher for him. I mean, the best thing for Kerjelak is if a quick caution comes out, then that puts him stacked up with the front runners. But yeah, I don't foresee that happening with this small of a field and the way we've seen them run all night long. Yeah, it's going to come down to, I believe, like you say, the 74 and the 16. And the 16 being a playoff driver.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, there's really just nothing James Nelson's going to be able to do here. He's just going to have to try his best to hold on, but they're going to be
he's got 47.
His rear bumper off it.
He's got 47 laps on his tires, Dave. 47 more laps than the drivers around him.
Yeah, we're going to get the green here with 8 to go as they're crossed over. Lights are out.
Should we go ahead and go? It's going to be exciting, though, folks. I'm glad you've tuned in here to the Sim World Racing Network. 75 is going to look to get a big jump here if he can in the Geico restart zone. And he does get a decent jump at the 74, able to hang on to that outside. Oh, 75 goes high.
To the top. 74 to the bottom.
Easily makes the pass on the fresh tires. Now here comes the 16 of Pack, going to try to take that second spot away. Before the 74 of Steinhoff, he's going to try to pull away here, get away from Pack before Pack can get around the 75. Pack now moved into the second position. Can he run down Steinhoff with 6 laps to go? Coming to 5 to go next time by here in the Betyars. 300 at Bristol.
Yeah, Kerjelak charging through the field, but just a little too late, not enough time to get there.
Pack within 3.5 car lengths, 4 car lengths now of our leader Steinhoff. Gained a little bit last time by.
Yeah, big loose for Steinhoff off the corner.
2 car lengths now. Does the 16 give him a little bumper action if he gets to him? It's coming late here in the race, and it's real important for this 16 to get that win, as we know his schedule is a little weird.
Yeah, the 16 gained a little bit more that time.
Car length and a half for the
3 laps to
16.
go.
Who will it be as we come down to 2 to go? 2 to go. 16 of Pack, 74 of Steinhoff. Pack closing in within a car length. He's there. Can he get to the rear bumper of the 74? Now he's there half a car length. He's got a nose there. Final lap for Ryan Steinhoff. 16 gets there. They make contact. 16 is going to get to the inside of the 74. 74 tries to pull down, hits the wall. Your winner, Kenneth Pack. What a finish. What a finish. What a finish. James Nelson going to finish in the 3rd position. We got Michael Kerjelak hits the wall there. Will he get across the... He did get across the start-finish line. Okay.
What a run there for the 16.
Wow, what a finish. We're going to go back, see if we can find that that pass for the win here on our replay as we try to pull up James Nelson. The 16 closing right in on the back of the 74 here, folks. He gets to his bumper right there.
Got loose.
74, got loose, shot up the track. 16 gets alongside there, able to get to his inside. It was nice and clean. Then the 74 gets a push again and gets up into the wall. And the victory for the 16 of Kenneth Pack. What a finish.
What a finish.
Absolutely. Let's see if we can get James Nelson in the booth, please.
Yep. It's give me 1 second.
Heartbreak for the 75.
Hey, James, Dave in the booth. You got us?
Hey, guys. How you doing?
Hey, not too bad. Congrats on coming home in the 3rd position. I know it's not the finish you wanted. You kind of put yourself in the right position there. You grabbed the lead, and unfortunately, just that caution you did not want to see. Really nothing you could do at that point, but nonetheless, a good solid finish there moving into the next round. Yeah, it's just... we feel for you there, buddy.
Yeah, I mean, it all goes back to I don't know what Tyrone was thinking, but I had to change my tire strategy to kind of recover from that and try to get some points in the 2nd stage, which made my bed for the ending. You know, I came, 15 laps away. I almost had it.
Buddy, I mean, you did, and listen, and you're right, and that happened a couple times with Tyrone, and I'm sure that's something Tyrone's going to go back and work on is pulling off the wall on exit, and that's what caught up, I guess, a couple of these cautions here, man. But listen, you turned it around to really put on a hell of a show. I mean, you pulled out some 9 seconds ahead of the field with your tire strategy, and in all honesty, that's one thing we kept pointing out. You know, as long as he doesn't get the caution, as long as the caution doesn't come out, he's got this thing. And when we saw that caution, man, I just know that the heartbreak was there, and I'm sure that pit of your stomach, you could feel it there, man. But you still got P3 out of it. You already have a win going in, winning in Atlanta to get you through the next round, man. But I know you wanted this win here tonight at Bristol.
Yeah, I didn't get the win at Atlanta, by the way.
Wait a minute.
But I
did
wrong? Make it to the next round. And I am really proud because I went from back to 3rd in one stint. and I really was putting a hurting on them there for a little while. But yeah, it was a great run. My auto serve forward was super fast. Just bad luck tonight. It's tough. You got to put it all together when you're racing against guys like this.
Yeah, man, and thanks for the correction there. I saw the stage 1 results and took you as the winner there, and I've been telling everybody all night. It was the one-armed bandit, Curtis Sovereign, who got the win at Atlanta. So yeah, man, but nonetheless, you're going to make it through to the next round. You have no problem there getting through. I think you probably were already locked in coming into this race. But congrats on the P3, man, and anybody you want to shout out, the floor is yours.
Oh, as usual, my brother for watching. He watches every time. That's awesome. Autoserve, of course, for being on the car and helping us with the sponsorship. And you guys, as usual, for putting on a great show. I look forward to watching it back.
Well, listen, man, you put on a good show tonight. And again, it didn't work out the way you wanted, but congrats nonetheless. And we'll talk to you next time.
Sounds good, man. Thanks a lot.
All right, that was James Nelson in the number 75 Autoserve Ford, finishing in P3. A little bit of heartbreaking, but still able to do it. Let's see if we can get a word with Ryan Steinhoff.
Hey, Ryan, Dave in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you guys.
Hey, Ryan. First off, congrats on a second place finish. Hell of a battle there between you and Kenneth there. Unfortunately, the last lap pass by Kenneth back set you back to second, but a heck of a race for you all night. So congrats on that.
Thank you. Yeah, it was. I didn't think I was going to be up there at the front like that at the end. Then James didn't pit, so I'm like, oh, this might have. If I can get clear of everyone, I might be able to run away with it.
Yeah, man. But, Kenneth was able to run down and get close to you there, close enough to where it looked like, to us, from what we could see, it looked like on the last lap, honestly, that going into 1 and 2, it looks like your car kind of maybe pushed up, and then when it pushed up, trying to save it, it got a little loose, and then the same thing in 3 and 4, and got you into the wall there coming out of 4. But is that what happened? It just got a little tight on you on the last lap?
Yeah, I in my mind, I was 1 lap ahead of where I was. I was imagining myself already crossing that checkered, but unfortunately, I was 1 lap behind. So when I went across at 299, I thought that was the last lap, and it was not. So I accidentally pushed a little too defensive going into the last lap, and that's what really just upset the car and got those tires real hot. And just pretty much like you said, washed up, got tight, insta-loose, and then he was there. So
yeah, man. Well, listen, as always, you put on a hell of a show every time you're out here each and every week, and can't wait to see what you do here going into the future with Quick Finishers Racing League. And congratulations on a P2 tonight. The floor is yours if there's anybody you want to shout out.
No, I appreciate the kind words. It's just thank you guys for broadcasting, and again, thanks to the guys for putting on this league. I'm definitely going to be racing next season, so hopefully I can have more wins than just 1 on the season next year. So
yeah, awesome, man. Well, thanks for being here, and we'll send you back to celebrate.
Awesome. Have a good night, guys.
Yep. All right, that was Ryan Steinhoff in the number 74 Chevrolet, finishing in P2 tonight. I think we mistook him for another gentleman earlier when we was talking about 6 or 7 wins, which is not here tonight, as a matter of fact. But anyway,
okay, let's
bring in the man of the night, the happiest
Kenneth Podium Pack, Dave in the booth. You got us.
Yes, a win at Bristol.
Hey man, that was heck of a finish. Pulled off the last lap pass to grab the win. That was exciting for us up here in the booth to watch, and so big congrats on the win. Did you think you had a chance right there at the end?
I didn't. I really thought James would be the one to beat. He had us covered till that last caution. I was going to be happy with a second or third, but I'll take a win.
Yeah, Kenneth P1 Pack tonight, buddy. Yeah, so when it came down to that last lap, you're behind Steinhoff, and Steinhoff's, he fired off really well, and then you had to still get around the 75 there, which you knew was on, I think, 40 lap older tires there at the end. Didn't have an extra set there. Didn't have the additional set at the end. But were you going to lay the bumper to him if you had to? That's what we really want to know. That's what everyone at home wants to know as well.
Well, of course I would.
It's kind of what we thought, and it was good that you didn't have to. We did see his car get a little bit tight and then loose again.
I didn't expect him to slip up like that and let me slip in there on the inside, but when he did, had to go.
Yeah, man. But listen, you were running him down, and we watched it go from 4 car lengths to 2 car lengths to then like a half a hood, and then you were on him. So we were waiting to see what was going to happen, and it just didn't have to happen that way. But again, man, congratulations on the victory tonight. The floor is yours, buddy.
It really surprised me. The first run, I don't know. I wore the right front almost. It was down to 29%. I don't even know how I run the car that hard. So I changed lanes. Instead of running the high line, the middle lane worked for me. So that's what I went to.
Well, it definitely worked out as you stayed up front all night long. I mean, you stayed in the mix all night long. And as we only had, I think, 3 cars on the lead lap, and you were able to be the one at the front at the end, brother.
Yeah, I appreciate all the sponsors, what y'all do for us, and I appreciate y'all not calling out any short jokes since everybody saw the picture with me and Curtis yesterday. The man is...
He's tall. He's tall. Look.
Yes, he is. But... he stepped up there with me to take the picture, and I'm like, good God, I'm standing beside a tree.
Well, look, Dave cannot throw short jokes. Just to let you know.
No, I get picked on too, Kenneth. I feel the pain.
But anyway, man, you didn't come up short tonight. I'll tell you that, buddy. You got the victory here, and it was awesome.
Yeah, it's a great win.
Hey, it did kind of surprise me, though, because here I am. We're like getting into the race, and I'm like, wait a minute. There's Kenneth Pack. I swear I just saw him in a picture at Bristol Motor Speedway.
I did. We only... Now, Curtis was going for all 3 races. My brother and I just went to just for the truck race, and we came back this morning.
Okay. Well, hey, it worked out for you because you ended up winning at Bristol this weekend, so congrats, buddy.
Yes. Thank you, guys.
All right, man. We're going to send you back to celebrate. Again, congratulations.
All right, thank you.
All right, so here we go, man. That was Kenneth Pack in the number 16 Chevrolet getting the victory here tonight, getting it done. No short jokes included in that one. Can't joke about the man who just won the damn race, right? So
no, sir.
Let's go ahead and bring out our full race rundown so we can show you where everybody finished here tonight. Kenneth Pack was your winner with Ryan Steinhoff in second, James Nelson in third, Michael Kurgelak fourth, with Benny Campbell in fifth. Zulu finished out in P6 with Tyrone Yo in seventh, and Nathan Christensen in eighth position.
And ninth is going to go to Tyler Nelson, 10th Michael Kurgelak, 11th Michael Bovair, 12th James Bowden, 13th Michael Boone, and rounding out your field in 14th is Tommy Osborne.
Okay, so I got that completely different order than what you have there, Dave.
Let me look.
I am showing ninth being Michael Boone, 10th Tommy Osborne, 11th James Bowden. Am I looking at the
right?
Yes. Can you look at iRacing real quick so we can be sure?
Yes, you are right.
Okay.
You are right.
So what we see on screen, folks, is correct. Tommy Osborne 10th, James Bowden 11th, 12th is Michael Bovair, 13th Tyler Nelson, and Jim Hubble running out your top 14.
There you go. I was looking at the wrong page.
Oh, yeah, no worries, man. No worries. It happens from time to time. Look, if we don't make mistakes every broadcast, like I made a bunch tonight, and I should stop correcting myself because then I could just leave people forgetting about the mistakes I made earlier. But we try to bring you the best here on SimWorld Racing Network. This was the Quick Finishers Racing League Cup Series, the Betyars 300 here at Bristol. This was the SimWorld Racing Network. I'm Dave.
And I am Dave.
And we'll catch you next time right here on SimWorld Racing Network. Thanks for watching.